What's up, Film Room? And welcome to the Film Room podcast. My name's Dion,
My name is Scott.
and today we're doing the 2009 Wes Anderson stop motion film, Fantastic Mr. Fox. And if you're new to the show, we usually start off by we hear from our listeners, we get into our deep dive, and then we close off the episode with our show called The Filmmies. It's where we give out 6 awards to the film we just watched. But before we get into all that, we like to give our quick thoughts on the movie we just watched. So with that being said, Scott, let's get into our general thoughts. General thoughts. Perfect. We were right on time with that one.
Were we? I mean, it's hard. It's always hard to say in the recording
Yeah,
because
I know,
sometimes
it's
it's
true.
not exactly lined up. But
That is true. So
we'll see. We'll see.
for those who don't know, Scott popped his cherry with Wes Anderson films. This is his first Wes Anderson film. Our producer
That's
cheering
true.
in the background. I don't know if you heard that. So what were your general thoughts on Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I really liked it. I thought it was a really fun movie. I didn't realize before going in, but it's very short,
Mhm.
which I actually makes a lot of sense. Like stop motion takes a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
once I kind of thought about it for a second, I was like, oh yeah, that does make sense. It would be pretty short, but I really love the world and the world building. It was a cool blend of like human things like jobs and school, and animal things like the way they eat and stuff,
Yeah.
which is really fun. A very simple story, a lot of funny moments,
Yeah.
which I didn't expect. It was just a fun movie. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. That's one of the points I had too. Like I said that really love the world too, because it's like that classic. Because there's 2 ways you can go with it when you make a movie with animals. Like you can have it within like the animal world and maybe have like a little bit of aspects of human, but it's very much like the human world, and then the animals are in it, and they're still animalistic. They have like their natures for the most part. They try to act like humans, but like there still is that perfect blend. I feel like that this movie goes back and forth with.
Yeah, and I mean the one of the themes, I guess, because our main character keeps saying it is like, I'm a wild animal. We're all
Yeah.
wild animals, right? So like they're still like they're stealing food. I mean, that's I guess a part of just nature in general.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to eat and stuff, but like they can dig, but they can also like communicate with humans, like they're sending letters to each other and stuff. Like it's just so whimsical, and it's
Yeah.
just like it's kind of hand wavy that like, yeah, don't worry, they can talk to humans. Like, yeah, they have magazines that they can cut letters into. Like, don't
Yeah.
worry about how they get that done. But like, it's just a fun movie, and you're just along for the ride. It really doesn't matter.
No, 100%. And like Mr. Fox, like played by George Clooney, like it's just like he's just a great character. Like
Oh yeah,
it's a really enjoyable character, and it's like to the point when like I almost like I don't know how many books there are because I know it's based off like Roald Dahl's books, but I'd love to see a sequel. I want to see that character again, just because I mean George Clooney is just cool. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you watch Ocean's 11 or any of the movies that he's in, really, he's just like this cool guy, and then him as a fox, it's just he's just cool. He's just a fun character.
yeah. And I mean, he really, and it's always weird to me, anyways. Like, kind of criticizing or judging someone's performance in a voice acting,
Mm,
because there's a whole other half of it, or maybe even more than half, that you could say in like your physical acting,
yeah.
that is just not part
Yeah,
of
true.
this.
No, that's true.
So I mean, but I think he does like so good. Like he's really funny. He really conveys you really get a sense for who this character is just through his tone and the way
Yeah.
he says things, and what he's saying as well, what he's doing. But like he just wants to be more than just a regular guy.
Yeah.
And he even says it, I just want people to be amazed by me. Like, I'm this amazing guy. He was the best player at this sport, whatever that sport was that they were playing.
Oh yeah, like stick ball or something like that.
Stickball or
I
whatever it
think
is.
so. So
Yeah.
it's
He's
basically it
just
looked
like
like cricket for the most part.
kind of cricket. Yeah, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you hit the ball and then you run straight, and
And
then but
back.
you get to grab something and then run
Yeah.
back.
And then
And
there's also like explosions and all these random that part
true.
and jumping over. Like they kind of took cricket and then kind of mixed it. It's weird because Eloise mentioned this too. It kind of has like a British feel to it, but it's also not. Like some people are
Mm,
British and then some people are American. It's like, is it supposed to be Britain or is it supposed to be America? Like I don't. Because the
that's a good
cricket thing
point.
made me think. I was like, oh, okay, so there's supposed to be kind of British, but not everyone has British accents, so it's just
Right.
so it's just
And
kind of
there's
all
something
over.
about the farming that seems British to me. I don't know. Not like farming in general, that
Yeah,
Americans don't farm, but like I don't know, like the goose farm, and then the apple turkey farm, and the
yeah,
chicken. I mean, it's I guess those are all things that Americans eat too. I don't know. There's it just feels
Yeah,
British
I
to
don't
me for
know.
some whatever
No,
reason. Maybe it's the
100%.
names like
Maybe.
what is it? The
Oh, Bunsen,
Bunce, Bogus,
Bean,
and
and Bean.
Bean.
Yeah, Mr. Bean. Maybe that's why you're thinking
Oh,
British.
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, another thing got to mention too, as we're still in our quick thoughts, but like the attention to detail. That's like
Mm,
every Wes Anderson movie, but like especially when in the stop motion, it's just absolutely phenomenal. I do have a point where I think why this film works versus maybe some other because like I'm not saying his films don't work, but I think his kind of style, I think especially works in this type of movie, and I'll go more on that later and when we get into our
yeah.
deep dive. But no, the attention to detail is crazy in this movie.
Yeah, and I mean it's all miniatures, right? So
Yeah,
you can have such a
control.
deep control over it. Yeah,
Yeah,
every piece of the background, foreground, the characters themselves, exactly what they're gonna do. Because when you're directing humans and you're in the real world, right? Like thing, if it's you're talking about weather, you
yeah,
can't control weather. Obviously, you artificially light most of that stuff, I guess.
hmm
But and you can tell your actors kind of, I want you to do this and kind of go here, but like they always do their own little things to
yeah.
it, and that's part of the beauty
No,
of
for sure.
movie making. But in this situation it's just so detailed, you have to pay attention to every little, like every single blade of grass that moves, someone had to do that
Yeah,
before taking a picture.
no, 100%.
That's so
No,
crazy.
it really is crazy. Yeah, stop motion is it definitely had its era. Like the 2000s was definitely the era of stop motion. I feel like they don't do it as much anymore, but like when I think of all like the Tim Burton movies and stuff like that, late 90s into the 2000s, but there was a lot of those still Coraline was talked about in the past episode. So a lot of those I think they stepped back a bit during the 10s, but no,
Yeah, I
it's
think
they're
of
so
like
impressive.
Chicken Run and
Yeah.
those the ones with the that guy and his dog. I can't
Oh
remember the
yeah,
name of those.
her something in Gromit. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right. Yeah, those
yeah.
those are really fun, and
Yeah,
or like
and that's
those were
British
like
too.
clay too.
Both of
Yeah,
those are
true.
British too. That's probably why maybe you're thinking. And Chicken Run's farm. Maybe that's why your
Mm,
connection with British.
that's probably,
That it
yeah. You're
probably
right.
is it.
That probably is it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like those like stop motion fits with a type of story or a type of vibe, and like this
Yeah.
story like just goes so well. Because I mean, like you said, it's based off a book, so you could have done it with. I guess you can't do it with real actors. That also is probably why they went
Hmm.
stop motion, because it would either have to be animated or stop motion. And I don't know. I feel like it works.
Yeah. No, it really does. But with that being said, I think it's time to hear from the family.
Let's do it.
Let's get
I
into
don't
it.
have friends. I got family.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the family meeting. We are all part of the film family, and we want your thoughts on these movies. So, we asked the question on our Instagram story this week: are you a fan of Wes Anderson? Because this is our first time doing a Wes Anderson
Yeah.
film. Like Dion said, this is my first time watching a Wes Anderson film. Um, and we actually had 100% of everybody that voted saying they love his movies. Everybody's a fan of Wes Anderson.
All right.
So I
Perfect.
mean, everyone that voted,
Yeah.
anyways. Um, again, this is my first time. How many of his movies have you seen?
It's funny because in my general thoughts, one of my notes is like, uh, this is now my favorite Wes Anderson film, but I said take that with a grain of salt because I've only seen three of them.
Okay,
And one of them's a
okay,
short, so I've only seen two movies in one short. The short's pretty long though. Short's like 40 minutes, so it's not really like a short. It's almost like an
okay.
episode of a TV show. But out of all the things I've seen, I've liked. So
So what have you seen?
it was Grand Budapest
Okay.
and what's the name of that Henry Sugar? What's the name full title of it? I'm referring to our producer. Oh, The Curious Case of Henry Sugar, which is another
Okay.
Roald Dahl book.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's his guy.
that's his guy. And then this movie, but
Yeah.
yeah, those I've only seen those two, and I like them all. He
Okay.
always gets a crazy cast. He's like it's like Nolan in that sense. Like when
True.
Nolan makes movies, especially now, and it's like the casts are crazy. When you look at the cast for Wes Anderson movies, they're always wild too.
I feel like PTA always has a good cast too. He always has a
Yeah,
great
oh, that's
cast.
true. But
Big
sometimes he'll go
names.
smaller with it. Like it'll be like three, but like in a Wes Anderson movie, it could be like eight, like big names. Like he goes big on them.
Well, um, so am I a fan of Wes Anderson? I mean, I like this.
Yeah.
I really like this. So and I've been wanting to check out Grand Budapest is one that I'm interested in. Like,
Mhm.
there's I mean, he has Asteroid City. He has
Yeah.
the Phoenician Scheme that just came out, and like there's some that I've seen the like the trailers for them, and some of them interest me more than others. But
Mhm.
Grand Budapest is one that I think looks really fun,
Mhm.
and it's been pretty well acclaimed, so I'm sure it's pretty good. That's probably the next one that I'm looking to check out.
Yeah, I was curious to hear your opinion because the style, I mean, this one I feel like it's within his same style of humor, but I think it's a little bit different. There's definitely, and I think you can sense from this movie, there's definitely like it's got his own kind of style of humor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like them
Mm-hmm.
just saying like what the cuss, that's not in all his movies, but just like something
Yeah.
goofy like that, where it's like it's just this goofy humor, or just like what the cuss? Are you cussing me? You cussing me? Like
Yeah, I really like the humor in this, honestly, and that's one of the points I had was just that his, like you said, this is one movie I've seen, but I've got a sense of, I'm sure it changes a little bit from movie to movie, but like the tone that he's going for, but like
yeah.
his style of humor in this one, I really liked like the bit with the mask. Like the first time he's like, he gets a mask and he like you have to earn it kind of
Yeah.
for him to give you a mask. Like his son Ash, he doesn't earn it right away. Like he's not embarrassed of him, but like he's not as proud of him.
Mhm.
So he has like the sock that he made, so he just puts the sock on, and Christopherson has the mask, and he's like just looking at him funny, and they pause there for a second
Yeah.
as you take it in, and then when he gives it to Kylie for the first time, he's like, "Here, put this mask on." And he puts it on, looks at him. Maybe you're a medium. Take it off. So good.
Yeah, no, that stuff is, and that's why I was giving a little like a nod to Clooney because apparently he worked on that character with Wes Anderson, and he added like he worked on the humor. Not saying like humor wasn't already there, but like he had his own kind of quirks. I don't know which exact ones were him, but sometimes some of
Yeah.
them just felt like Clooney quirks. Like something where I heard the character say it, I'm like, I could see him saying that in like Oceans or something. Like I feels like that might have been a him line or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect blend that they found for this character of like he's very arrogant, selfish, and he's kind of a dick to everybody,
Yeah.
but like just enough that he's still likable.
Hmm.
Like it's so perfect the blend that we have with this, and we want to see him succeed, and then like he goes through the character arc of this movie where he kind of learns from his mistakes and stuff like that. So that's what makes us like him too by the end. But
Yeah.
while you're going through it, you're not like, man, I hate this guy. Like he's an ass, but he is.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing. Like when we talk about like the conflict of the movie, like when you made a good point, and I had that, I was thinking about that too, in the sense of like he's not necessarily a good guy or a bad guy, which is that's like all good characters because people are complex, but like
True.
he has no real reason to rob those guys. Like up until that point, they never we haven't known them to actually done anything wrong, and they don't really do anything wrong. They just have their farms, they do their stuff, and he's kind of the person in the wrong. They
Right.
end up doing things to each other back and forth that's wrong, but he initiated the wrongdoing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. From their perspective, they're just farmers trying to protect their cattle, or
Yeah.
I guess cattle isn't the right word. When they're like birds, I feel like that's not cattle. What are they
Oh,
called?
I don't know. Were they not chickens?
Yeah, chickens. But
Okay,
are
but yeah, I
chickens
know what you mean.
cattle? I feel like that's not right.
Yeah, I thought cattle was like
Cows and
cows.
stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I mean. So what do you call? You just call them chickens?
I guess. I don't know. You put
Anyways,
me on the spot here. I don't. I don't know this
so yeah,
answer.
they're farmers just trying to protect their
Yeah,
whatever
property. They're trying to protect their
There you
assets.
go.
They're trying to protect their assets. Whatever.
Exactly. And I mean, I guess it's wrongdoing in the sense that it's stealing,
Yeah.
but
What do you mean? I guess.
Well, yeah, but they're animals. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
you know what I mean? Like, if a wolf comes in, eats your sheep, is that like, are you mad at the wolf? Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
true.
what wolves do. You know what I mean? Like, that's the nature of nature. They have to eat, so
Yeah.
that's why he was stealing it. But it's kind of funny that because we're mostly in the perspective of the animals,
Hmm.
and they're like the good guys for us, that all their wrongdoing is like fun, and we want them to
Yeah.
succeed in doing it. It's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Like
Yeah.
they're pirates, they're doing illegal things, but we don't want the lawmen to win. Those are the bad guys.
No, that's so true. Yeah, it really just comes down to who you start with because we
Yeah.
immediately feel the empathy for him, and I think it's it's a good way to start it because you kind of just bypass the fact that he's stealing. Is the fact that like you see him upset and he's like, man, like I don't want to live in a hole anymore. But the funny thing is, it's just like, but you're a fox. Fox lives in holes. What's wrong with that? It's like he's
Yeah.
trying to be human, and like we like empathize with him being like, yeah, you shouldn't be living in a hole. But it's just like, but you're a fox. You, yeah, that's where you should be living. I don't know, like,
Yeah, he wants to be human, but in this world of like human animalness is living in a tree. So that's like the, I guess, the palace of like the
yeah,
best place to be for animals, which is like that's what's so fun about this world is like he doesn't want a house,
yeah,
he wants a tree,
exactly,
but
yeah.
it's better than a hole somehow.
Yeah,
It's
because
so great.
you'd think a hole would be better because that's as much real estate as you want, really, right? Because we see how much they can
True.
dig. Can't you just build your hole to be as big as you want, or do they have
Yeah.
to? Do you have to buy property underground? And then yeah, you can only dig till this point. No. So you gotta
Yeah, then
no.
you're in the next guy's lot.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
You can't
know.
dig into your neighbor.
I don't know, Mr. Fox. Maybe it's better off to be in a hole.
You got to ask the real estate agent.
Oh
What
yeah,
was the real
Bill
estate agent?
Murray's character. I forget the name of his. I forget the name of his character.
Or what animal he is. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Oh, I don't even know
His
what animal he
name
was.
no, Bill Murray was the lawyer, the Badger. Clive
Oh yeah,
Badger.
you're right. Oh, that's what you're talking about, the Badger.
No, there was a real estate agent.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Remember?
Yeah. I forget his
I
name.
can't remember what animal he was.
I don't remember either. There was a
I'm
couple
looking.
animals I didn't like. Like I don't know what the coach was. Like when they were playing
Oh, what
cricket.
animal he
Yeah, he
was?
was like white, but I was like, that's not a polar bear. It doesn't make any sense. But he was just like
Yeah, I'm
this.
looking at the cast right now. That's Owen Wilson as Coach Skip. So his name
Okay,
is
yeah,
Skip,
Coach
but
Skip. Yeah,
I
but
don't
what the
know.
heck
Yeah,
was he?
I don't
He was
know.
just like this white bear looking thing, but it didn't make sense. I think whatever he was, I think he was albino because I think he had red
Mm,
eyes, but like I still couldn't figure out what the heck he was.
maybe like a groundhog or something because he was pretty big.
Yeah, true, maybe.
The size also like can help, but yeah, I don't know. You're right. I don't know what he was.
I have no idea what he was. But what did you think of the like of that dynamic? Like more on like the I guess the bad guys, the farmers or whatever. Did you have any specific thoughts on the?
Oh, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, I mean, even more of a nod to the world building is the farms and the farmers themselves. I think
Mhm.
the way they were set up with like visually, you look out from the tree
Yeah.
and it's the three farms right side by side on a level field on the plain. Like it just looks
Yeah.
visually great, and like it really gives you the sense of where they are, so you know exactly where they are in relation to the tree and the
Mhm.
fox. So you get like when the real estate agent tells him like this is a dangerous part of town, you're close to these three farmers, and then he's like, oh, tell me about them.
Yeah.
And then we get this whole montage. I love a montage.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
that. I love a movie montage. So he tells us all about each one. We got Bogus, the fat chicken farmer that eats 12 a day,
Yeah, which is crazy.
which is disgusting. Absolutely insane. Buns, the short goose farmer who eats homemade donuts with smashed up goose livers
Yes.
injected into them.
I feel like there's a better way to deal with it. There's a better things you can make with that. It's disgusting.
I get maybe he's like so cheap that all of like the meat of the gooses he wants to save to sell and make money,
I
and it's
guess.
just the livers that he uses to. And I'm sure that's probably healthy. There's probably a lot of.
Yeah. I just feel like the mix with the donuts and stuff is just nasty.
No, I'm not saying it would be good.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And then being the turkey and apple farmer that invented his own species of each one
Mhm.
and lives off his own alcoholic cider, like this is so fun that you have these three. Of course, one of them is fat, one's short, one's tall and skinny.
Yeah.
That just
One's
fits so perfect.
Yeah.
And then you know what each one of them eats, and it's something ridiculous and specific to the farm. Like this, it's all still part of the world building, and I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, yeah, the fact that they have the cider, they have the song, the kids created the song for them and all that stuff. The movie, it's funny because you mentioned how the movie is short. It's not that long. The runtime's not that long, but like I felt like when the movie was pacing through, I was like, I thought it was closer to the end when it like because I thought the movie was a buildup of like I'm gonna steal this stuff from this guys and that's gonna kind of be it. But like that happens in like the first 20 minutes. So I was literally wondering, I'm like, what is the plot of this movie going like how far is this gonna go? And like
Yeah.
it was still interesting because they went through like the stealing, and then there was the conflict with like we talked about with his son and not liking
Mm.
Gustafsson was his name, or Christopherson. Yeah,
Christopherson.
Christopherson. And that whole dynamic was hilarious to me. Just
Yeah.
everybody loving him, and we don't really get a reason why Mr. Fox doesn't like his. I wouldn't say doesn't like his son, but pays him no means just because he's different. But he's just kind of off on the side.
I think it's because he's not athletic,
Yeah.
right? Like, Mr. Fox is like, again, he's the best ever at this sport that they
Mhm.
play. The coach shows the trophy and it's his name like 12 times on
Yeah.
it. And his whole thing is stealing birds, right? And you have to be athletic to do that,
Mhm.
like to jump around and do cartwheels and stuff, like uh and be agile, dodging dogs and
Yeah.
all this thing. And he just doesn't think that Ash can do that because
Mhm.
he's not very athletic. So I think that he wants to be proud of someone that can follow in his footsteps,
Yeah.
and Christopherson can do that.
Yeah. No, that's true. 100%. And it's funny how he quickly just got so embraced into the family and just like especially into the raids and stuff. Like, did you have a specific like? I thought the raids were great. Like each raid has its own creative twist on it, and the mom is slowly kind of catching on, but she's not kind of sure. Like, did you have a specific raid? I know it's kind of like a
Mm.
like as they're going for like I guess the chickens, or they're going for the cider, or what was
I
the
guess
last
the
one?
cider.
Mhm.
Well, the goose.
Yeah, the goose.
It's either the frozen geese. That one they kind of like skip past. They kind of just dig in and grab it and
Yeah, I
leave.
guess true. Yeah, they didn't do
That
too
one
much
we
with
don't
that.
really get much. But I guess out of those ones, I would give it to the cider
Yeah.
because then we meet Rat, and I love Rat.
Yeah, which I didn't realize it was
Willem,
William Dafoe until the
I
credits ran. I was like, that was William Dafoe. I was like, this guy
I
is
love
just
it.
he's
I
just in
love what he's
everything.
great. Yeah, he's in everything, and he could do everything. That guy's
Yeah.
range is
Oh yeah.
incredible. Like the voice acting, this like the Rat is so ridiculous. Like he has his own music, and
Oh
like
my gosh.
the
Yeah.
just the fact that the farmer has a hired rat as his security is
Yeah,
ridiculous,
I
and he's
know.
just addicted to cider, and he's the only animal that's like against them.
Yeah.
But he's so funny. I love Rat.
No, it was great. Just yeah, the little banter, the back and forth, and I that was my definitely my favorite raid too. There was the one funny moment in the goose raid that I like really loved where he was telling him it's like, hey, it's one bite to the neck. What are you doing? He's like, I'm a possum. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like
And it's so good. Yeah, you're right. He's just like chewing on the neck, and they don't. But is this a kids movie? I don't even really know. Like, if it has fun themes
Mhm.
and like more interesting characters and stuff that like adults, we both love it. But it kind of has the kiddie feel to it too, because in this moment, like they bring the camera down and you just hear the "Ah, rah, rah, rah,"
Yeah.
and then they come up and the chicken's dead. Like they won't show him killing a bird.
Yeah.
And then when people die, their eyes just like have an X over
Yeah.
them and they just die. So like it has that kiddie feel to it. But you're right, that stuff is so fun where he's just like, what do you mean? I told you just one bite. He's like, I don't have the same teeth as you. I can't do that.
That is an interesting question too, because I mean, going into it, I just assumed it was a kids movie. Like my sister and her best friend, like they're always telling me to watch this movie because I was telling them like because my sister's best friend's a huge Wes Anderson fan. Like she loves movies too. So whenever I go back and I hang out with them, like she's always talking movies. We're always going back and forth. But I told her like I'm
Mhm.
not that big of a Wes Anderson. She's like, what? Like she's like my favorite is a Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like she loves that movie, and like they were little kids when they saw it, and like I feel like it's like right on that line of it has a lot of goofy stuff. Like you're talking about like the like that
Yeah.
like goofy stuff like that, and there's all those little like goofy moments which are very kiddie. But I feel like there's enough in here that I mean we're watching this for the first time and we can still enjoy it. It's not like oh it's just so kiddie that's just like unbearable. You know what I mean? It's like it's fucking Baby
No,
Shark
I
or
feel like,
something.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I feel like the story is simple enough that a kid can enjoy it,
Mhm.
but also there's moments of complexity that we talk about, like the complexity of Mr. Fox himself, that
Yeah,
a kid wouldn't even really pick up on. They wouldn't even care about. They just like, oh, look at this fun fox running
yeah,
around and stuff. So I think it's a it works really well. I just looked it up as rated PG, so it's,
Okay.
I guess, not a kids movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no blood, so I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen blood in stop motion. I feel like it'd just be so complicated to try
Yeah,
and
true.
pervade. It's just like, yeah, forget it. But yeah, no, that is interesting. I mean, PG at like PG-13, so I guess it's like preteen. It's more for preteens. They're not really pushing for like under 10 years old kids, I guess.
Right.
But even then, I like you said, I still think it's simple enough that a kid can understand it. But like those themes that we are kind of tapping on of like there's identity and instinct, like those are the two big themes I feel like are there's definitely more, but those I think the ones that stood out to me the most
Yeah.
with the instinct of the fox, then the identity of like the son, which kind of ties into also Mr. Fox too.
Right. Yeah, yeah. He has his own like existential crisis too, right? Being
Mm,
like, I am a fox and I'm supposed to hunt, but I don't want to live in a hole. And like that, I guess that's why he wants to be more than like a newspaper
yeah,
guy, right? Like that's part of a, he's a wild animal and he wants to follow his instincts, but he has the moment with Mrs. Fox where he's admits after like he keeps messing them up, they've been chased down into the hole. They're now in the sewers at this point, and he's like, all right, I admit it, like I want everybody to think I'm. Oh, that's a Family Guy moment, actually. By the way, I
oh
want
yeah.
everybody to. Yeah, I want everybody to, be amazed by me and everything. I want them to call me Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I know. I caught that too.
It's
Me and Eloise both looked at each other like, "Oh, the Family Guy moment." I didn't write it because we don't write down. We don't go like at 4:26 the Family Guy
No, I didn't
moment.
write the moment, but I did
Yeah,
write a note of
yeah,
that.
that happened.
Gotta mention the Family Guy moment, and it happens in this moment of his character, like admitting, like, man, everyone's following me, and because of my own ego, trying to do all this crazy stuff when I could have just worked as a newspaperman, or like we stole all the food, like we're good, we don't have to keep going,
Yeah.
but he wants to keep going, and because of this, he's messed up everything for all the animals around him and his own family. So it's a complex character for sure that works so well for adults too.
No, 100%. Another interesting thing that I was thinking about with his whole like identity thing, whereas like he doesn't want to work for like a newspaper thing. He just wants to go back to like stealing and stuff like that. Which in itself, I guess like, it's not really a job. It's just like I'm getting this. I'm just going out stealing, and then we have food, and and that's just
Right.
their days. It's like this is what I am. This is what I. It's kind of an interesting thing because when you think about it, I was thinking about like, okay, they're saying, is this like a thing that like people don't change or like people can change, or is it just like because in the end of the day, he still is a scheming fox.
Yeah.
So is is the message here like a fox is going to be a fox? Like forget about we're not attaching this to humans. Like you can change your life. If you're someone that stole, it doesn't mean like hey, if I stole, I'm always going to be someone that steals. Like I don't think it's that's the message, but I think it's more so on a fox is going to be a fox.
Yeah, that's a good question. I never really thought about exactly what the movie's trying to say. And I think because it's a movie for adults, it can be complex in that sense. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to, like, if it was a kid's movie, it probably would have just ended with him being like, see, we can just all be a family and do the right thing and
yeah,
blah, blah, blah. But by the end of the movie, they find this grocery store and they're like, okay, it's closed on Sundays. So they're just going to constantly be stealing from this place. Like,
yeah,
that's how the movie ends. So maybe it is that a fox is a fox. I mean, they're wild animals, and like
yeah.
I said, like if there's a wolf that's coming and eating sheep, are you mad at the wolf? Like that's a wolf is gonna
No,
be a wolf. A fox is gonna be a fox. That's what
no,
they do.
100%. And as far as I feel like the identity thing was definitely, at least with the son, was definitely more narrow, not narrow. It was well, I guess I say more narrow in the sense of like from the beginning to the end, he was more of a he embraced who he was. And there's even the slight thing
Yeah.
I don't even notice like when the end when they're all drinking their apple, he was drinking like I think grape juice or whatever. So
Oh,
like
was
he's
he?
yeah, so he was just it was another moment because like remember he was like a mess. He had like all over him
True.
because it was
Yeah.
like it was showing that he had like the purple all over him. But like he finally, cause throughout the whole movie, he's just trying to be like, oh, I'm trying to be an athlete, trying to be like this. But like at the end, he's like, you know what, whatever, like I'm different. And that was the thing that
Yeah.
kept coming up. He's like, yeah, I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. He's like, you know what, whatever, I am different. Like I'm not an athlete. I'm not like
But
my
he is
dad.
an athlete.
Yeah, but he is. Yeah, he did have that was a dope moment. He did
Yeah.
have his moment.
But that's what I mean. So like I like your point about him at the end, especially with the grape juice, showing that like, yeah, okay, I'm different and it's okay to be different,
Mm,
as opposed to early on in the movie when he's just trying to be like his dad and he's mad at Christopherson because he's more like his dad and
yeah.
he's looking for that approval, but he also is like his dad. Like he is athletic. He
Yeah.
has this whole moment where he runs and dodges all the gunfire, and he even grabs a broom and disassembles it into the stick ball. And
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what he hits, but he's playing stickball, and then he lets
Yeah.
the dog out, and it's like, okay, so you actually are an athlete, and he earns his robber's mask from his dad. Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets his moment to be that guy. So he actually that different? Like maybe it's more just in his preferences. Maybe he's like, I can do this, but I like grape juice rather than
Yeah.
apple juice. You know what I mean? Like I
No, for
like
sure.
to play with a train set rather than sports.
Yeah. And he was such a jerk in the whole movie, man. Like I understand not liking Christopherson, but like the train set specific, you just reminded me of
Oh
that where he's
yeah.
like, "Hey, can you move this train set? Like I need to sleep." This man's already sleeping on the floor, and he's sleeping under the train set. And he's like, "Yo, I'm tired of your woe is me thing. Sorry that your dad is dying, but
Oh, that was
I'm
hilarious.
not moving my train set."
Yeah, then he comes out and starts playing with it.
Yeah, I know that was weird. And then he got up, and then the scene ends. I'm like, so are they good now? But they weren't good. That was just like,
No.
all right.
And then in science class, like the girl,
Yeah.
the other Fox girl is
Just feeling them.
she's feeling Christopherson. He's like, you're supposed to be my lab
Yeah.
partner. Like he's just fully hating on Christopherson. He gets subbed out of the game so Christopherson could go and shows the coach
Yeah.
that he's the greatest. Like it's just classic. All the things that he hates him for, he gets to do right in front of his face. It's nasty work.
And he's mad about the girl, but like I don't know if she was ever feeling him because he's got no like riz with her. Like
No.
he's so rude to her. He's like, "Hey, you're supposed to be my." I'm like, that's not how you get a girl to like you. You're supposed to be my partner. Like you don't own her, dog. Like I don't know what you expect her to say in that moment. Like, you know what? You're right. You are my.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You gonna give him some Fox dating advice?
Yeah,
You
I
don't know
don't
how
know.
Foxes work.
I guess so. And then when he comes over later at like the gathering, and he like tells her to go, he's like, "Was I rude to her?" He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind, yeah, you kind of." It's like, I mean, I'll apologize to her later.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, I mean, because then in that moment, that's when he gets Christopherson. He's like, okay, no, we're gonna steal my dad's tail back.
yeah,
I guess maybe that's a way here is like, okay, if I do this, then my dad will say he's proud of me and I'll have his approval. So he convinces Christopherson to do this. They go up. Christopherson gets captured because they're eating these cookies.
yeah,
But when they finally because he's the one that ends up freeing Christopherson, right?
yeah.
And he gives him to teach him like a karate lesson or whatever, and then
Oh,
he just
yeah,
knocks him off the table. Like that's such a fun little moment of him again, like kind of coming out of his shell and being an athlete.
Yeah.
Ash is an athlete.
No, Ash is an athlete, man. He came around. He came around to me because at the first he was just like a jerk. I'm like, is this guy gonna come around for? He's gonna be annoying the whole movie. He came around, and I was hyped for him. We talked about his whole heroic moment. I was hyped for him when it was going on. I was like, okay, let's go. This
Yeah.
guy's dodging bullets.
Yeah.
Like that's
I mean,
more than an athlete.
They have some stormtrooper aim, like
Yeah,
when they get on their
100%.
bike, they're literally driving in a straight line
Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone's missing.
No,
So
100%. That's
but
classic.
yeah, you're right. But that's better than Mr. Fox because he couldn't even he got his
tail shot off. Yeah, that shocked me. And
Yeah.
and clearly Eloise forgot too because when his tail got shot off, she was like, "Oh snap!" I was like, "You don't remember that, huh?" She's like, "No."
So this was your first time watching this movie?
Yeah, it was my very first time watching this movie.
Oh, Stu. I didn't know that.
Eloise has been wanting me to watch this movie. So like, even when she saw when you sent me the pics, like taking behind the scene, we send pics to each other when we were picking a movie, and then when she saw that, she was over my shoulder. She's like, "You guys gotta do Fox." I was like, "Yeah,
You better pick that.
yeah." I was like, 100%. I was like, "This is our
Yeah, and
opportunity."
adding to the behind the scenes lore, I guess, if you guys watched a couple episodes ago when Eloise was on the show,
Yeah.
her and Dion were talking about their fall movie picks, and she was talking about Mr. Fantastic Mr. Fox. She called me out by name, said, I got to watch this movie. So here I am. Now I've seen it.
And now we see, we had to do it. I was like, it's fall. Like it was like,
Yeah.
it's in the lore now of the podcast. So it had to be done.
Yeah, exactly.
There's another part of the movie too, where again, it's like the movie takes you on this journey where like, okay, without looking at the runtime, because I'm not like seeing like, oh, how long do we got here? Like I'm just lost in it. I'm not looking at how much time's left in the movie. So even when they steal everything and then like they're underground and they kind of have like their whole underground community thing, I was like, oh, maybe we're wrapping up here. They're almost like
Yeah.
having their kind of like their Thanksgiving dinner kind of thing.
You know what's funny about that is that's actually where the book ends.
Oh, really?
So I looked into the book a little bit. So it's uh like you said, Roald Dahl is
Yeah.
the author. Came out in 1970, same name, Fantastic Mr.
Mhm.
Fox. And so basically, Wes Anderson changed or I guess added to the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
So the beginning, he added like the prologue, I guess, like the opening scene of Mr. and Mrs. Fox stealing the
Oh,
chickens
okay. Yeah.
or the goose or whatever
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bird
I know
was,
what you
and then
mean.
he gets himself trapped like
Mhm.
an idiot. He's just like, oh, I wonder what this. It's gonna drop over there. Come over here. Like, then he pulls it. He's like, ah, dang. I guess it just drops straight down.
That's a really good
So
line too.
that's a good little moment. I love that opening scene. Actually, it's really good. I think it sets the tone perfectly for
Oh
the
yeah.
movie. Just in that comedy aspect,
Hmm.
and also the direction. I think of Wes Anderson in this. Like, it's funny you say direction and
Yeah. I
stop
know.
motion. Like, you're not telling the puppets what to do. You're just putting them in
Yeah.
positions, I guess. But it's so fun and whimsical the way they steal these chickens, like jumping over the fence.
Yeah.
And then they do like cartwheels across cover, and then he scoots under the window, and then she jumps on the clothesline, and he wheels her
Yeah.
across. Like, it's just so
Yeah. That
it's
was
so
good.
fun,
No,
right? Like, that's such
100%.
a fun way of directing like a scene of stealing these chickens. They could have easily just walked in, done it, and walked out, but he had to do all this whimsical stuff to make it fun. It sets the tone perfectly
Oh,
for the movie.
100%. Yeah, 100% agree. Because, like you said, they could have just been running, ducking, hiding under a bush, just like simple stuff. Because, like, it's
Yeah.
just an opening scene. But it's like, no, this is the opening scene. Let's go off. Like, let's set the really, like you said, literally set the tone.
Yeah, so we know like this, just the way the fox moves and like the fun kind of feel of what's the world is.
Exactly.
So that is that's not in the book. He
Yeah.
added that moment. And then everything after the like you said, basically their big feast. Like,
Hmm.
basically in the book, um they steal all the food from the farmers.
Yeah.
He gets his tail shot off and everything, and they get sent underground. And basically the book ends with them staying underground. Like, he convinces the whole community. He's like, guys, we got it good. We can just keep digging and going up and stealing food, and we're just gonna live underground in our community
Yeah.
here. And everyone's like, yeah, this is gonna be great. And they stay underground. Um
But
and the farmers are just standing at the hole at the top, just like waiting for them to come out, right?
okay.
Because he's like, oh, we got them stuck down there.
Yeah.
They got to
Yeah.
come up at some point, not knowing that they're stealing the food
Yeah. And
from
then,
them. So that's
okay.
how the book ends. So all the stuff with them going back and the notes and everything, and Christopherson getting caught, all that stuff is all stuff that
And
he
then,
added.
yeah, them getting like flushed out and all that stuff. That's just
Yeah,
like, yeah,
exactly.
because it felt very end. Like it felt like this is the end. Like this is like,
Yeah.
okay, like we're wrapping up and like this is now their new lives. Like now they're part of a community. So like maybe he'll be satisfied. I mean, again, he's still a fox, but I don't know. Does a fox eat any of those things? Like any of the things that he was living within there? Fox could probably eat some of those, especially like the mice and stuff like that. I don't know
Oh,
if
like the
fox eat mice.
animals that are in there?
Yeah,
Yeah, they definitely eat mice.
yeah,
What else was down there? A badger? I don't know.
yeah. I
I
don't know
guess so. I
actually.
mean, they just eat meat, so
I honestly didn't really think about the fact that foxes live in holes until this movie. Like I didn't actually like because I don't know about you. Like I don't know how often you see foxes. I don't think about fox that often. Like actually think where they're living.
I see him from time to time, but I don't really think of where he's going. But yeah, they bury themselves in a den, and they got a little foxhole.
For whatever,
Foxhole. You never heard of a foxhole?
I guess for whatever reason, I thought they were kind of like raccoons. How like raccoons kind of like just live
Oh,
under things. I thought that's how
yeah.
foxes did too. I didn't actually know. Like I obviously know it's not as extreme as this movie. They're not digging that deep, but I just never really thought about how I don't know how deep a foxhole actually is. I don't
I don't
know.
think it's I
No,
don't
it's
think
not
it's that
that
deep.
deep. Yeah,
No, I think it's literally like they just dig until they can like
their
be
body can
covered.
fit. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably something like that.
Like in this
Interesting.
movie, they're digging through concrete.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it's not that, and everyone he can dig. Once he starts digging, everyone
Yeah.
else is digging with them. So like, I know it's not that crazy, but no, that was just like a little stupid point that I wrote down because I
But
was
that
like,
is kind of a little reveal too, because in the prologue, when they get trapped in the cage, and then
mm,
the farmer's coming out, and we're like, I mean, it's the first scene of the movie. There's no way they die here, but like,
yeah,
how do they get out of this? And then they don't show us.
yeah. I was thinking that too, but now that we talk about, it, I'm like, I guess they just dig.
Yeah, I mean, they
According,
say that after, like when they were, I don't remember exactly when, but it might have been when they when the farmers start digging at the tree,
mm.
and they're like, "Oh snap! Like we're stuck. What are we gonna do?" And then he's like, "Get out of it the same way we got out of that cage 2 years ago, or whatever it was."
Oh, I
We
didn't even
dig.
catch that line.
Yeah,
I was literally
I'm
just
pretty
sitting here.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. I was just out here sitting thinking like, damn, they never explained how they got out. But if he said that, I believe you. And then also it just makes logical sense just based off everything else they did in the movie.
Yeah, they dug.
Yeah, dog. Yeah. I mean,
They dug.
another thing I want to talk about, we've been talking about throughout too, is just the artistry in the movie. Again, we've been going off on a lot, but there's just specific things I just had to point out that especially like the, I mean, obviously the stop motion, the fur movement, it's like these little
Mm,
things that like when you're watching it, we're obviously watching with like a second eye because we're watching with the podcast eye.
yeah,
And like you just see those little things, I'm like, I gotta mention that. Like that's it's just so crazy. Just like the wind blowing, when there's explosions, and you can kind of see like they're like cotton balls, like kind
yeah.
of like coming out and it's getting bigger and bigger. And
I
even
love that.
I even had to shout out the like the crystals. Like when she's like, let's talk over here for a little bit, and suddenly there's just all these crystals around them. I'm like, oh, that looks so. I didn't actually see the
Yeah,
behind the scenes on how they made that, like what that actually was, but that stuff looks
yeah.
so good.
That's a yeah. I don't know what it actually is, but I mean, I think that was a funny bit too. I think it's kind of meant to be another way that shows us like these are animals and not people, because I think those are meant to be diamonds, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, they
she's
wouldn't
basically like, oh,
care.
we'll just go into this like this little like around these gems, and we'll go have a private conversation, and they just don't care, and it's
Yeah.
just like a room full of diamonds.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Yeah, it's just like yeah, because what is that they don't care about money or like selling. Like
Yeah,
all they care about is food. So it's like why?
right.
Which again is interesting to think like. Well, I guess he gets a job so he can pay for food and stuff like that. What does Mrs. Fox do? We know she's amazing
She's
at
a
painting.
right. She's an artist, and she's a housewife, I guess.
I guess
In
so.
the animal world isn't very progressive. You know, it's a
Yeah,
patriarchy.
I guess so. The last other what's it called thing that there's a lot of great like visuals, but when they
Yeah,
were like the waterfall, I had to look it up to
yeah,
see what the heck it was. Apparently they used saran wrap, but that looked insane.
yeah. Like I was thinking the same thing at the bottom of the waterfall. Like I didn't know it was saran wrap, but that makes sense. Yeah, it's clearly some kind of like plastic or something that they just ruffle up a little bit, take a picture, ruffle up a little bit, take
Yeah.
a picture, and then they even like jump in the water and walk across. And there's a couple like waiting lines. I'm
Mhm.
guessing it's just like maybe a piece of white string or something that they
Oh,
use. But
true.
and when the farmers are smoking, there's some like I guess cotton or
Oh
something, or when
yeah,
they shoot their guns, you can see like cotton coming out of the guns. Like it's just
yeah.
there's so many little details that they have to add in. Like it would this I can't imagine how long it
Oh
takes to
yeah,
like
I know.
a day's work, and you get like 3 seconds of
Yeah, I
footage.
know. It's insane, man. Like it's an art that I remember Eloise, I think she was saying it on that same podcast where it's like she's like, I wonder how you get into it. I'm like, you don't get into it unless you're obsessed. There's no halfway I'm getting into stop motion because it's so
Yeah.
painstakingly long that you have to love it. You're not doing it because like, maybe we'll get into it. It seems kind of like no, you gotta be into it.
And I feel like the risk is so high too, because of like, you're halfway through a scene, and then someone bumps the table, and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Like you gotta restart the whole thing, right?
No, 100%. No, it's
Another thing visually that I noted was actually, well, I didn't note this. I read this online, but
okay.
there is no frame in the film without the color orange.
Oh,
Not a single
really?
one. And
Uh,
like Christopherson comes in wearing white and blue,
mm,
so that's kind of to show like he's the only. Everyone else has like these yellows, browns, oranges.
yeah.
That's meant to like again show that he's like an outsider,
Okay,
which
interesting.
makes sense.
No, that does make sense. I never caught that. I mean, the movie is very orange.
Yeah,
It definitely really does have like that fall season kind of feel to it. So it's I guess it's kind of like a Thanksgiving movie. And I looked it up, and it came out around like American Thanksgiving, but hey, Canadian Thanksgiving just passed, so like
true.
were still in that. I specifically put this poster up because it was kind of orange.
Oh, nice.
You
Yeah,
got
same
the
with my whole wall here.
yeah,
I
exactly.
just put it up for the movie.
Exactly. 100%.
Actually, you know what I think about that? I read that online. I feel like that's not true because when Rat comes down to the sewers and fights them again,
Yeah.
and then him and Mr. Fox fight, it's like black.
Yeah, that is true.
That's bullshit. Whatever. Yeah, that disregard that. Disregard that fact. That's a full lie. There's no way. There's no because it literally gets fully black and then it gets lit up by the like they get electrocuted by like this,
yeah.
which was dope by the way.
No, that
was a
was
cool way.
sick.
Also, a fun way to use like stop motion. So you basically set them up in a way, take a picture. You could change it completely.
Yeah.
Take a picture. So like it was just a genius way to, I guess, like cut down on work, and also it just worked so well in this moment. It looks super cool.
No, that was an intense fight, and like
hell yeah,
the Rat really showed in that moment where I was like, oh, he's not playing around. Like he's going after the kids and going after his wife and stuff like that. I was like, okay, like we're really going there.
That's what I mean. He pulls up, the whole music changes. He gets his own music. He's like snapping his fingers like a menace. I was like, yo, this Rat is a badass, man. But then he finally dies, and he's like, okay, now Christopherson, he's in a cage up here on a gun shelf in the attic. And he's like, you wouldn't have told me that if I didn't kill you, right? He's like, no. But then that changes the whole movie too, right? Because
Yeah.
Mr. Fox is gonna give himself up in exchange for Christopherson. But now they know where he is, so they're like, okay, let's go rescue him.
No, it's true. That was an interesting moment too because it was very intense, and then it suddenly got emotional.
Right.
Where he's just like, why do you do this? And he's like, I did it for cider. But
liquid gold.
But it was a weird moment because then like he went over and like just gave him some dirt, and he's just like, thank you. But I'm like, he's been drinking cider. It's not like he was working his way up to eventually get the cider. He's been drinking cider.
Yeah. But I guess he has to. So like the farmer Bean,
Yeah,
I guess he sent him underground, being like, go get these guys, because he works for him.
No,
right?
for sure. Yeah. No, but to me, it was just the way he said it. Like, oh, what did you do all this for? He's like, I did it for the cider. Like, it made it feel like he's like, I did it so I could eventually work my way up, and he'll give me cider. If I do a good job, he'll give me cider. But I'm like, when we first met you, you're already sipping on cider. You know what I mean? You've been living the dream. So
but that's what I mean. So he, in order to keep living the dream,
I guess that's true.
For him.
No, I guess that is true. It's just to me, it was just the fact that Mr. Fox gave him like that little bit where it's like, I guess here's your one last go with it.
Hurrah.
Yeah.
And then slowly lower him into the water, and he drifts away. Like they gave him like a knight's funeral. The guy that was just trying to kidnapping your son.
That's what I'm saying. And what to hit your wife.
True.
Like that's why I was like, oh damn, like a complete tonal shift. Like he's switching up now, but he's like, and then Mr. Fox is like, just another dead rat died behind a Chinese garbage can or something like that. I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Rat.
Shout out the Rat. Willem Dafoe,
man, he was crazy. But I did I teased this earlier where I was talking about what works in this movie versus the other movies. And again, I haven't seen all the other movies, and I really like Grand Budapest, but it's definitely got all the movies I've seen, they've got this whimsical kind of feel, and even like the Henry Sugar. So I can only really compare with these three movies. And I feel like with this movie, like the whimsical stuff, and there's a lot of like changing with sets and stuff like that, and like the pacing, the humor, and just like how sporadic stuff is in those movies, they have those kind of moments too. And I don't know what it is, like I feel like it really works well in like, I guess, in animation or stop motion, especially in this world where we have talking fox and stuff like that. When you have like actual human actors, sometimes it can be so sporadic, and it just like not take you out of it. But I think if you go into some of those movies, you just accept that it's gonna get wild and gonna kind of get kind of weird. Because there's some moments in like the Grand Budapest where like they'll just like be climbing things, or they'll just be like on bikes, and like there'll be so much wild stuff happening in the background because he creates a lot of his own sets. Like you were talking about like how he's got a lot of control in these movies, but like you watch any other Wes Anderson movie, he's controlling the backgrounds. Nothing behind them for the most part is just outside or just like a building. Everything's just like a set that gets moved, and then the next, when they're in someone's house, it's another set, and then when they're in like the grocery store, it's another set. Like they don't rely on most like external places unless it's a set. But sometimes I feel
Okay.
like it might get a little overwhelming, maybe for some viewers. I'm just speaking maybe for maybe some people that are like, I don't really know if I like that kind of stuff because it seems kind of weird. But if you're watching an animated movie, you're expecting weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And like we said, like he introduces us into the tone in the first scene of this movie. So
yeah,
we're already expecting kind of like weird and a little over the top because you can do that. These are talking animals
yeah,
and it's stop motion. But with normal people, and it's kind of I guess a reason why I haven't seen any of his movies, and I wouldn't say I've been avoiding them. It's
yeah,
just hasn't been something that's attracted me
mhm,
to be like, oh, I gotta go check out the newest Wes Anderson movies
yeah,
because I know his style is very like his visual style is very specific,
yeah,
and he obviously takes that very seriously with a lot of symmetry
yeah,
and like you said, like stuff going on in the background and stuff. So I think that what that I guess made me think, and again, I can't say for sure. I haven't seen the movies,
yeah,
but is that because he's putting so much effort into that and so much thought and priority on that, that maybe characters or story or all those other aspects are kind of secondary,
mhm,
and it just becomes very artsy
yeah,
and less of a movie and more of like an artsy experience,
mhm,
which I don't like as much when I see movies. So
yeah,
uh that doesn't mean I won't give him a chance. Like I said, it's just kind of a reason why maybe like if I was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna pick a movie to watch," why I went for something else rather than a Wes Anderson movie. But I like this one, so I'm definitely excited to see some of his other stuff.
No, it's good, and I'm that's why I wanted to see what your. I was really curious to see what your opinion on this movie was, for that exact reason because I was the exact same person. Like um when people always talk about Wes Anderson movies and when I used to see things from Wes Anderson movies, it'd always be about how it looks and
Yeah,
like the symmetry and stuff like that. And I'd be like, well, no one's really telling me about like the story, like or whatever it is. But and then
right.
people said like his movies are very whimsical and they have like a certain kind of style with like the humor and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, am I gonna like that type of humor? You know what I mean? And after watching the first couple ones, I was like, okay, I can kind of see, I can kind of get his humor, and like I really liked the humor in this. So I think the fact that you liked the humor in this, I think that's
Yeah,
gonna hold you for a lot of his other films too. Like and like the characters are interesting. Like although
yeah.
those, even though I said this is my favorite one, the other movies that were starring like it was like Cumberbatch and I forget the other main character. It's the guy that plays Flash in the new Spider-Man movies. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about
Oh
in
yeah, I
Grand
know what you're talking
Budapest.
about.
He's like the main character in that, and he's pretty good in that. It's but the humor is very much like this type of humor. So if you like this humor, then you're good. I can't speak for
Yeah,
all of his movies, but like I've already watched 3 of them, and they all kind of have this kind of humor. So like that you don't have to worry about. Now you know you're gonna be laughing at the humor. How it looks in the story is that's perspective. That's just your perspective. I can't say if you'll like
yeah.
that or not, but at least you kind of know what you're getting into. Like this is the kind of humor and the kind of tone that you get when you watch his movies.
That's exactly what I was thinking after this movie, or like honestly, while watching this
Yeah,
movie, I was like, while I was enjoying the type of humor, I was like, because I know he wrote it too, so I was like, like this is what directors do, right? They have
yeah,
their own style, their own feel to their movies, their own style of writing, style of
yeah.
humor. So like I was feeling that the style of the humor
Hmm.
and like the jokes were hitting for me. So I was like, okay, maybe I do like this.
All
Like
right, there you
again, like
go.
I wasn't going without the movies without seeing them saying I don't like Wes
Yeah,
Anderson. I'm not going to do that. But like I said, like a reason why I hadn't seen his movies. But like now having checked this one out, I was like, this was actually really funny. Like way funnier than I expected. Like one of the I love the bit with the magazine letters on the notes that they sent to each other.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
first of all, just the whole idea of like how do the animals do this?
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense, but like let's just hand wave that. This is a stop motion and movie about talking animals. Like
yeah,
don't, I'm not gonna focus so hard on how they have magazine letters,
yeah,
right? But when they're talking it out, right? Like the Kylie is like,
yeah,
wait, why did they use magazine? They're trying to kill
yeah.
us, and they signed it. It's so true. It's like you do this and you don't know who it is, but you signed it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so funny. And then the animals send one back, and Bean says, "Why did he write this out of magazine clippings?" And then the one of the farmers says, "I don't know, but you did the same."
Yeah.
It's just Amazing. Such a great bit.
And that stuff is hilarious to me. Like, it's just pointing out the absurdity. We're just like, wait, why are we
Why are
doing
we doing
this?
this?
Oh, like one of my favorite quotes too, as like a tease for later, is that kind of humor. Like that. It's
Yeah,
that same kind of
nice.
humor where it's just like, oh, we're addressing what was said. Okay, good. Like I don't know if that was something that was just said and we're just like gonna let it go by, but no, they addressed it. I'm like,
I
okay,
think I might have an idea
okay.
of what it might be.
Yeah.
I might have an idea.
But no, I'm glad you liked it, and I guess this means we'll definitely be taking some chances on some more Wes Anderson movies too, because no,
Absolutely.
the humor is great, and like you said, like he writes and directs. I think he's got like 12 full length features at this point, and then he's got some shorts. But we got a nice little catalog to jump into now.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's always exciting when I would compare it to like a TV show, when you see like an episode or two of a TV show and you're like, "Man, this bangs." And then you look and there's like 8 seasons and you're like, "Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, we're
100%.
locked in. We're
Yeah,
good."
exactly. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Do you have any other points? Like I think I got.
I just got one more fact, I guess, was that I read that CGI was used. Everything was stop motion except for one thing.
Okay.
CGI was used for the flooding of the Flint mine when
Oh.
they send all the. I guess it's probably when you like zoom out and we see the animals like floating through the tunnels and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think it's that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I do have another game for you, Scott. And so if that's your last
Ooh.
thing, I said all my people. Well, actually, I got one last fact before I get into another game. Different game. It's not Who Am I. I want to switch it up. But the one fact I had was, which is kind of ironic, and I think it's probably on the nose why it happened. This was the last movie to use the 20th Century Fox logo from
Oh.
1994.
Wow.
Yeah, because now
Well, it came
Disney
out
owns them.
2009, right?
Yeah. So I guess that was the last right around that time when Disney bought Fox or whatever it is, and
Wow.
now they're just 20th Century Studios, I think, or whatever. I don't even know. I think it's just 20th Century. I don't even know if it even says the studios, but it's not Fox anymore. But ironically, they're like, hey,
Mr.
can we use the
Fox.
Fox one more time? This is movie's about
Yeah.
a fox. Like, yeah, whatever. Well, it
Ah,
makes
that's sick.
sense.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't realize either. I was like, oh, that's because when I saw it, I was like, I saw the Fox thing. I was like, yeah, we don't see that anymore. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, it's the last one.
Interesting. I guess something had to be the last one. And
Yeah,
the fact that it's this, that's
it's
perfect.
perfect. Absolutely
Yeah.
perfect. So the game that I have for you is
Yep.
called Two Truths and a Lie. I'm sure you've heard of this game before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Two Truths and a Lie, the Fantastic Fox edition. Wes Anderson is known for his attention to detail. So I want to know if you can spot the lie.
Mm.
So the first one we have is that tiny costumes were hand tailored with real fabric, and Wes Anderson actually hired tailors to make miniature suits. So that's one.
Okay.
Number two is newspapers and books had full readable text with real articles in them. That's two. And the
Okay.
last one is Anderson insisted every character's fur be removed and added during windy scenes to capture the realistic movement of the wind.
Removed and added.
Yeah. So it's
Um.
yeah. Do you want me to repeat them, or you think you got them all in your
Sure.
mind?
Sure.
So first one is that he hired actual tailors to create the miniature suits.
Yeah.
And then the second one is newspapers and books had full readable text with articles. And then the last one is that the characters had their hairs removed and then added again to get like that windy effect to capture the realistic wind movements.
Okay. Here's my thought process.
Talk it through.
I think I can take out the newspapers and books right away. I think that's true. Like when we see Mr. Fox reading in the newspaper, looking at his own article and stuff, like there's no way they wouldn't have real articles there. I didn't notice any specifically, but like there's just no way. Like it's the full screen.
Okay.
I suppose that's only one of them, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that one out. I think the tailors is true. I think he would have actually had a tailor to make these little outfits. There was like they all look good, and it's not like they're changing their outfits really throughout the movie. So like you might as well, like if you're only gonna make like 10. Well, I guess it's more than 10, but like
Mm.
I think he would do that, and like taking the hair off each time. That seems like a lot. I'm gonna say that's the lie.
That's fair. I mean, stop motion is there's a lot
Yeah,
of
you're right. It's a
nonsense
lot
going on.
regardless.
But that's your final answer?
Yep.
You are correct, Scott. He did it.
Let's
He
go.
Got it. That is the
Let's
lie. They did not
go.
remove and add hair to. I felt like that sounded realistic enough, but it's also just crazy enough that maybe.
Yeah. No, it's a
Maybe
good lie to throw in there because it's not. You're right. It's not.
So ridiculous.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But it is like, damn, that would be insane.
Yeah.
I think they probably just moved it a little bit.
Yeah.
Took a picture. And
Well, no,
moved it a little
apparently
bit,
I read up because I took it, but I took a truth and then just changed it a little bit.
Oh,
because there actually was a fact based off how they captured realistic movements. They actually just used like wind machines and moved it on their fur and then just took pictures at different times as they moved it around. So there was no need to remove and replace hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got it.
You got it.
Let's go.
Let's go. That wraps up our first edition of Two Truths and Lies. Scott did a lot better than the Who Am I?
I mean, that one I got a 1 in 3 chance.
Yeah,
so
no, exactly. No, this is good though. That's good. That's all I got. I think
we're building our own catalog of games.
No, we are,
show.
man.
This stuff is great. I love that stuff.
I can't wait for you to bring back the parlay. I need to redeem myself on the. I've been garbage on all the parlays. So.
All right, next episode I'll build you a parlay.
All right, perfect. I'm glad to hear it. So that's it for me. I don't know if you have any final facts you want to throw out before we head into the filmies, but
no, let's do it. Let's get into the filmies.
Get into the filmies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Filmies. This is our award show that Dion talked about at the start of the episode, where we give 6 awards to the movie we just watched. Our first award, we're going to jump right into it, is the fit check, best or worst fit of the movie that the tailor would have created. So who are you giving love to the tailor for?
All right, so I actually took a different route, and it's just for a kind of funny bit that I want to throw out, but I gave it to Franklin Bean. It's for the worst fit.
Ooh.
I gave Franklin Bean my worst fit. And to me, it's for him for not accessorizing the foxtail right. That was my beef with him, because for those that didn't know, in the late 2000s to early 2010s, do you know where I think you do
I know where you're going. With this.
We had a moment. People were wearing foxtail keychains as fashion. You knew I was going there.
As soon as you mentioned, as soon as you mentioned like in the 2009 or whatever, I knew exactly where you're going with this.
We had them hanging off the bags. We had them hanging off the belt, man. Like, shame on Franklin for not being up to date, man. He should have that snatched on his side of his pants, and he should be listening to Whatever You Like by T.I., man. Get into the moment.
Have a fitted hat with the sticker still on it. What are you doing,
what
man?
Are you doing, man? I didn't like that. Why turn it into a tie? That's not the move, man. So you're my worst fit for that, Franklin Bean.
That is fantastic. That is so good.
You know, I almost got one of those. Thank God my dad stopped me. He was like, that trend is not gonna last. There's a lot of things that stay, like snapbacks. He let me get snapbacks, but the foxtail, he's like, people are gonna stop doing this in like a couple months. Like, I'm not buying you a foxtail, and you're never gonna wear it. It's not gonna come back, I don't think.
No.
I don't see.
No,
maybe
that was a dumb one.
It was.
There's a lot of dumb trends that happen, and that was a short-lived one.
Very
too,
short.
Like, I never had one. I thought it was dumb. Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, you said you were close. I was
close. I mean, you remember, I was a little bit of a hype beast back then.
True.
I was getting a lot of
you had how many hats?
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's believable when I tell you I almost got one. You can just think back. Yeah,
absolutely.
I almost got one. But what about you though? What was your?
You guys should have seen Dion with the faux hawk at that time.
Oh my gosh, yeah, looking like a little twist. Maybe I'll send you a pic. Maybe I'll send you a picture. You can throw it in the YouTube video.
Okay, next. My fit check, I gave it to the mouse, the tailor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I liked his fit. It was the fit itself was pretty similar. He had yellow pants, a white shirt. He had a brown and yellow striped vest and tie, matching vest and tie. It was pretty clean. But I even just liked the little detail. He had the measuring tape around his neck.
Yeah.
I just love that little detail. And he had like on his arm, like that little, like, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like a block of foam that they put the pins in.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He had that on his arm. just these
Yeah, that's
little
dope. Yeah,
details of
that's
like
dope.
this is a tiny little mouse, and you're giving him a measuring tape and a pin
Yeah,
pad
yeah. I
or
don't know what
whatever
it's
this thing
called, but
is.
yeah, no, that
Yeah,
is dope though.
awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good fit. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're talking about too. It's well deserved. I wasn't doing my bit. That probably could have been my run in the running, but
that
that's a
bit was
good.
amazing. That's so smart too. Like the fox. Oh, great,
No, that's good.
great
I like
work,
your fit.
great
No,
work.
that's a great fit.
Okay, next we got our sixth man, our Peyton Pritchard Award.
Yeah.
So this goes to someone with a small role in the film or behind the scenes that did the most with that small opportunity. Who gets your sixth man?
So I end up giving my six man to it's kind of a group of characters. We never actually see them, but they're identified as in the collective. So it's the local
Okay.
it's the local human children because
Okay.
they came up with the song. You know, the Buggins, Bunsen Bean, one fat, one short, one lean.
Oh
The
yeah,
horrible crook, so different in looks, but nonetheless equally mean.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
it.
nice. That's a
It came
banger.
around. It was a bang. At first, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, it's cute. We got a payoff
Yeah.
though. Like it played one time. We got it in a little bit of the minute. I think when we were getting the hero moment with his son, I think that was actually playing.
Ah, could have
It played a
been.
couple
You're right. I
times.
remember it coming back at another time. I don't
Yeah,
remember
it
exactly
was
when. It
definitely
could have been
during the
that.
shootout when they were
Okay.
trying to escape and everything, and like they were trying to get away from them. It came around for me. It was almost like I will walk 100 miles, like it's the whole How I Met Your Mother thing. Like, I kept
Yeah.
hearing it, and I was like, we'll come around. It came around.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
started feeling it
Nice.
at the end, so I gave it to the as as Bill Murray's character called them, the local human children
The
came
local
up with
human
this song.
children.
So they get my
I like
six
that.
men
That's
for
a
that because that song came
yeah.
through.
That's you're right. No, you're right. I do remember it. Like I don't know when the first time it even started playing,
He just played it
but
for them. Like when he was
oh.
talking to him, he was like, the local kids made a song about them. You want to hear it? And then he just started playing it, which is kind
Oh
of
yeah,
weird.
like how do they have a
Yeah.
radio and everything? Like it just
Well,
doesn't
my
make
first
sense.
thought is like, how does he have a recording of kids singing a song? What does that come? Like, did they drop it a mixtape or something
Oh
of the
yeah,
song?
Kids Bop. There's
Yeah,
Kids Bop in this world.
I guess so. But
Yeah,
no,
that was actually an Usher record, and that's just the Kids Bop version of
yeah,
it.
apparently. What about
Great
you?
six man.
Thank you. What about you?
It makes me think of but you were just talking about the end, like when he sees the wolf. Like, was that anything? Do you have any specific thoughts about that, or is that kind of just like a payoff to him being like, "Wolf, what?"
I think it's just a payoff. Yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah,
I mean, do you mean like if there was like a theme or like some kind of
yeah.
like
You think
deeper?
that meant something?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe it did. I actually should have looked into that, to be honest. I don't know if that like that a black wolf is a symbol of something. It could have been
I
that.
mean, I guess it's just foxes are scared of wolves, and he's just like maybe it's like a conquering your fear kind of thing because he's just like he kind of respects them. They like puts his arm
Yeah,
up. It was like a Black Lives Matter
yeah.
thing
I don't.
almost,
Yeah,
you know, puts his fist up.
yeah. I don't know. It's a good question, honestly. I don't know if there was some. And honestly, to that moment, I never really thought about that foxes were scared of wolves because I'm thinking of just like local community suburb foxes. Like, when are they ever even encountering wolves? But I don't know.
Yeah, they're not. They're
Yeah,
not.
I hear Oscar's trying to make an appearance in the episode. He isn't.
Yeah, he's scared of wolves too.
Okay, apparently.
He's scared of wolves too. I'll mute him as much as I can.
No,
But
it's
yeah,
all good. You want to get on the conversation? It's all right.
yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
about dogs. He's hey, don't leave out me.
True,
What about you
true.
though? Who
Fantastic, Mr. Oscar.
exactly?
So my six man, I gave it to Petey.
Okay.
So it's funny because you gave yours to the local children for their song. I gave it to Petey for his song. So he's the guy that, when they call the farmers in,
Oh yeah,
all
yeah.
hands on deck, and he plays the banjo and sings the song while all the animals are digging around to all the farms and stealing the food.
Mhm.
It's just a great song, like the zippy yo, zippy yay,
Yeah.
zippy zippy ya ya. And he's just like singing all this stuff. I was feeling the song, and also I just wanted to hate on Bean a little bit more because he's like, what is that song? He's like, I don't know. I was just kind of making it up as I go. He's like, that's weak songwriting. You wrote a bad song. Screw you, Bean. That song rocks.
I was literally just gonna say that after you're done saying your point. I'm like, and then Mr. Bean had to come in and hate on him.
Yeah, screw Bean.
That was hilarious though. Even though the song was hype, that little it's just that humor that's just like
Yeah.
that's weak songwriting. It's just like, damn, dog. Like, we're just riffing over here.
It's called a freestyle. Ever heard of it, Mr. Bean?
Yeah,
Screw you.
we're just vibing over here. Throws a
Hater.
cigarette at him.
I like the song.
No,
so
I
he's
like the
my
song
six
too. I like the song too, man.
While the animals are all just digging around and stealing food, it just
No, it was good,
bong,
man.
bong, bong, bong.
It was
Got
good.
that twang. It was nice.
No, it's a great 6, man. I like that song.
Yeah. Next, we have our Lazy Award, our Ferris Bueller Award. So this is this goes to someone that did something that we consider lazy in the movie, behind the scenes, whatever it is. Who gets your Ferris Bueller Award?
So my Ferris Bueller award goes to Mr. Fox.
Okay.
And it's there's probably a couple things that I probably could have gave it to him for.
There's
but
a bunch.
There
Yeah,
is a
there's
decent
bunch.
amount of stuff, but it's for him simply not telling Kylie about the berries as well. Like, he wrote on his hand, but like the way Kylie was reacting, it was like there was no discussion that happened. He's like, "Did you bring
Yeah.
the berries?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "I wrote on your hand." I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me? Why'd you just?"
But how did he write it on his hand without telling him? Like,
yeah.
he had to have told him. There's no way.
I was trying to give Kylie the benefit of the doubt. Like, initially I gave him the Ferris, but I was sitting there as I was writing, I was like, well, I don't know. The way he reacted is like he was never told. It was almost like he wrote it on his hand in his sleep, and then he woke up and was just like,
could have been in his sleep. Yeah, I don't know why you do that.
I don't know why you do that either. But I'm just living in my own thought process of how it went down, and in my mind, Mr. Fox should have. Because I kind of did a roll call before they left. Hey, I know I wrote on your hand, but don't forget the berries. Like, I don't even, I probably shouldn't even have written on your hand, because what the hell does that do? Like, I should just remind you before we leave, or I should just hand them to you. So then you have, like, to me, that's just like, what are we doing here? Because it's a crucial part of the plan.
Oh yeah.
For a dog with rabies, like, we're not tiptoeing over that. Like, oh, if we don't have this, we're good to go. No, that's a big part of the plan. So, Mr. Fox, you get my Ferris Bueller for not. You could have done a little more in preparing for this big plan.
Okay. Yeah, I like the lazy. Like, there's a lot of lazy words that you could give it to, especially to Mr. Fox. Like, for even at the start when he pulls the cord, like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, that's just. But that's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Writing on his hand. But he had to have told
yeah, I know. That's what I want to give Kylie the benefit of the doubt, because he seems so confused. He's like, oh,
yeah. There was the whole thing where he was just like looking like with spirals in his eyes.
Yeah.
I need you to like do something so I know you can understand me. And he just like waves his hand.
Which I understand, because he's a possum, and like supposed to be like playing possum. Possums play dead. But why was he playing dead in those moments? I
think he was just like zoned out.
I guess so.
He's not a fox. He's not.
Yeah, true.
He's not meant to steal.
He's like, this is what I do. I just play dead. I don't steal.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What about you, though?
My lazy. It's funny. Your lazy award is tied to the blueberries. Mine's also tied to the blueberries, but I gave mine to Wes Anderson.
Okay.
Because we talk about how detailed he was throughout this whole process, and the first time that they used the blueberries on the dog, right?
Yeah.
He throws it right in front of the dog's mouth, or like right in front of the dog. The dog walks over. It's the biggest blueberry I've ever seen in my life. It's as big as the dog's mouth. It's like the size of an apple. Like, literally, the lazy is just for like a little quality control here. Like, come on, Wes. Like, you didn't see that blueberry in relation to the size of the dog and think like, something's a little off here. It's huge.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I think it was another one of those things where we talk about the whole waving at the screen. I'm like, that's a massive blueberry, but I'm kind of like, I'm watching a movie with talking foxes and animals, so I'll just kind of like whatever. But that's the whole beauty of this award. We can still point it out and be like, no, that shouldn't be that. That shouldn't be.
You got to draw a line in the sand somewhere.
No.
And that's where I'm drawing my line in the sand. That blueberry is way too big. Come on, bro.
No, that's good. I like that. That's a good phrase. That's a good phrase.
Next, we have our favorite quote. Self-explanatory. What was the best quote?
Oh, so this is what I was teasing earlier when I was talking about quotes, and it's when Kylie. It goes to Kylie, and it's when him and Mr. Fox are in the cellar with the rat, and And what's it called? The rat is hating on Mrs. Fox, saying how she was like a town tart and all that stuff. And Fox is like, and he asks, he's like, is that true? He's like, of course not. And he's like, well, I mean, certainly she lived. We all did. It was a different time. Let's not use a double standard. And then it cuts back to Kyle. He's like, yeah, but town tart.
Yeah, you can't let a man talk about your wife like that, bro.
That's crazy. Town tart. That's crazy.
That's cussing crazy.
That's cussing crazy, man.
That's cussing crazy, bro.
But town tart? I almost gave it to Fox just because of like the whole like, hey, of course. I mean, she lived. We all did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Who wasn't around? You know, around the block a few times. You know, around the tree a few times.
That's that part where you can question if it's a kids movie or not. Like that whole scene.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's going way over a kid's head. They're like, "What the heck's a town tart? What do you mean she lived? Like, I don't. What does that mean, Dad? She lived? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So good. So
yeah, Kylie,
everything with the rat was amazing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was hilarious. What about you though? What was your favorite quote?
Mine, I gave to Ash.
Okay.
And it's when Christopherson arrives for the first time. So they arrive, they're like diving in this pool.
Yeah.
Right. And Christopherson shows him up, dives in the pool like with a tiny little splash, and Ash is pissed off. He's like, "Man, when can we send him back? Like, why is he here?" And his mom's like, "Oh, well, till his uncle gets better." And then then Ash says, "Better like double pneumonia? Isn't really that big of a deal, is it?" I'm like, it's just again the absurdity. Like, you could have even just like, no matter what it was, he would have said it's not that big a deal. Like cancer, right? But like double pneumonia is just hilarious. Like is the thing like what's worse than pneumonia? Double pneumonia, just hilarious.
No, that was good. Yeah, Ash had a couple good lines where him just being ruthless is just absolutely hilarious, and that was a great line, man. Oh my god,
double pneumonia. Like what? What even is that?
Oh
so
my
funny.
gosh, that's a good quote.
Second to last, we have our best scene. What was your favorite scene?
So we actually just talked about it, and it was. Is this a slight thing because we got the payoff, and it's when we see the wolf. That was my favorite scene, just because it made me laugh. Building up to what made me laugh. Like when we first saw the wolf, first of all, the whole time I was like, okay, I didn't expect a payoff, but like this is usually what happens in movies. Like if something keeps getting mentioned, we gotta see it, or it's gotta happen, right? And a wolf got mentioned so many times, I was like, it kind of just in the back of my mind because I thought it was just random talk. Oh, and I was like, we're not actually gonna see a wolf, but then we see a wolf, and the whole movie stops. Like they literally stop.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's winter over there, and there's like this line.
Yeah.
And they're like in regular guns, and they're just staring at him, and it actually had me, I wouldn't say on edge, but like I had no idea what was gonna happen.
Same.
I was like, is he gonna attack them? Is he gonna come over and help them? Is he gonna talk? Like it was literally a moment where we were just sitting there staring, and I was like, I'm at the edge of my seat. I don't know what's gonna happen. This isn't predictable. I have no idea what's gonna happen. And then he's just like, you know what? Let me throw up a fist. And then we're waiting. He's like, he's gonna hit it back. And then he hits it back. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
That was good, man. And you know what? It's funny too, because Eloise was telling me she was watching a video on YouTube, and someone, it was a black person, so I'll give that preface. It was saying that like, yo, is Mr. Fox black? And I was like, oh, that's kind of wild though, because he steals. Like, that'd be pretty wild if that was symbolism of a black person. But then I think they were just going off the whole fist thing, which was hilarious to me because she told me that before. So I didn't know. She would tell me as we were watching the movie. I'm like, oh, it's kind of wild because he steals. And then we watched that scene, and then we do the fist, and then I was like, oh, damn, maybe he is black. I was like, damn it, Wes. Like, please don't. I don't want to see the interview being like this was a symbolism for black people, because I don't like it's a fox stealing.
So George Clooney's in blackface?
Shoot, yeah.
Because that's crazy.
But no, I love the power fist was great, man. That honestly took me out. I wasn't ready for it, and just the context of Eloise saying she saw that video where someone said that maybe the fox is black, and then seeing the fist, I was like, damn.
And like you said, just like not knowing what's gonna happen.
Yeah, No, for sure.
Like I thought maybe he was getting because he was scared of
A
the
wolves.
wolf the whole time.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is why he's scared of him because he's gonna attack him.
Yeah, same. It's like
Wasn't
I
expecting that.
had no idea. So that's why I like that scene. What about you though? What was your favorite scene from the movie?
My favorite scene. I've been talking up the rat. I gave it to one of the rat scenes.
Okay.
And it's when he comes into the sewers and he like fights everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna give you the chain of events here
Yeah.
because it's just absolutely fantastic. So he comes in.
No pun intended.
The whole movie. You talk about the whole movie stops for the wolf.
Oh yeah.
Whole movie stops for the rat too.
That's true.
He gets his own music. He's snapping his fingers. He's all menacing, right?
Mhm.
Flirts with Mrs. Fox.
Yeah.
Look at you, girl. Still as fine looking as creme brulee.
Yeah. That's
And she's just like, am I getting hit on by a rat right now? He gets a cool fight
Yeah.
with Mr. Fox with the still shots of the electrocution. And then he dies. Like you said, the whole tone shifts and they're all now sad for him.
Mhm.
He says where Christopherson is, and they send him off with a last final gulp of cider. And it was just like, this scene just like grabbed me and I couldn't look away. Like when he comes in, I was just like, what is going on right now? This rat is a ridiculous character. It's so funny, and then the fight was so fun, and then he gets like this funeral and they send him off through the sewer. I was like, this is just ridiculous and amazing.
No, it was great. I 100% agree with you. That's a great. The rat. I almost gave him a 6-man, but then I was like, is he in
Same.
it? But he's in it enough to like enough to be a 6-man in that sense. But I was like,
Right.
there's something he had to be mentioned. I just talked about him during the pod, like just during the deep. This is the pod during the deep dive, but you know he was great. I'm glad you gave him your best scene because it's William Dafoe bodied that. That character is so memorable.
Yeah, I thought about giving my 6-man. I gave him my seat instead. He had to get some kind of award.
That's fair.
But
no, it was great.
Love that scene.
100. That was great.
Last but not least, we have our MVP award. Who's your MVP of Fantastic Mr. Fox?
So I gave it to Wes Anderson, and I mean he wrote the screenplay. I gave it to him for the blocking, and then like the sets is obviously like a team effort kind of thing. And we were going at this too because it's like it's tough with direction because you're dealing with stop motion, but you're still directing it. And I think it was some of the behind the scenes stuff. Like I almost had to like look up more just so I'd be like, okay, let me see like. Do I give it to him or is it the stop motion people? The people that are working in stop motion obviously deserve a shout out. It's a whole team, but I'm just going with the one person here because he actually, this is like the thing that puts it over for me why I end up giving to him. He actually recorded himself acting out the scenes for them to animate.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, it's got to be, some of them are just so like a human can't move like that.
Yeah.
So some of them obviously are like that. So I wonder exactly which scenes it was, but that's crazy.
I actually saw some of the behind, like some of the actual recordings for some of them. Like he was doing, like he did the newspaper reading and stuff like that. He did the pulling down, like the whole scene of them like pulling down the thing, like the opening movie of the movie.
The trap.
Yeah, the trap. And there's a couple other ones too. Like him just running, and then there's a decent amount of them that he did. I didn't see like the full outtakes of all of them, but I watched a couple because I saw there was a video on YouTube of it. So I was like, okay, let me check this out. And so I gave it to him. It's just such a well done movie. And it's obviously his style, it's his humor. It's his world. He built it, obviously inspired off of Roald Dahl's book, but I think he really made it his own. I'm saying that without actually reading the book. So maybe it's not his own, but
I mean, I explained like all the stuff that he added to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So he took the concept and part of the story, added a little bit of a scene at the start just to set up that like I want more.
Mm.
And then all the stuff at the end with Christopherson getting trapped and everything like that. So he definitely made it his own.
True.
And you're right, the stop motion. I saw the same thing about him recording some stuff to show the or I guess you don't call them animators, the stop motion team.
I guess so.
whatever.
I wrote animators, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you don't. They're not called animators.
Yeah,
I don't know what you call them actually. It's a good, but
stop motionists.
Yeah, yeah, we'll go with that.
But yeah, all that stuff is great, and he is also my MVP for the movie.
Hey.
Been a while since we got a certified,
Yeah.
but that is a certified MVP. Wes Anderson. I mean, I talked about the world building was great. The tone I think was really great. All the funny moments. The direction of the stop motion. I talked about, like the movement, especially in that opening scene where they're just like whimsically moving through this farm
Mhm.
where they could have just done something pretty simple. It's just fun stuff right away. The whole movie just is really fun, and he did a great job with this.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. It's a part. I was really the only thing I was leaning between is them and the and, like the stop motionists as we're as we're calling them. Is but I was like, that's a whole team. Like I don't know if I can single out one person, so it's just easier for me just to say the director slash writer slash producer. So
Yeah,
shout out Wes
that's what.
Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, you always it's a bit of a cheat code when you're director, writer, producer.
Yeah, no, for sure. And usually
But
one of us leans that way too, where it's just like I feel like we got one of us has to do it. We don't have
I
to,
think
but sometimes we feel
I
that
mean,
way.
I think I thought about even Clooney. Like, I think he
Yeah.
brought this character to life so much, and we talk about just through because it's just voice acting, right? Like,
Hmm.
all you could do is like tone and timing and delivery, but
Yeah.
we get a feel for this character that's so complex and likable, but also a kind of a jerk. So I think he did a great job in his role too.
No, I agree. That was another thing I thought about too, because that fact that I had written down that I said that like he helped shape the character's personality, improving witty lines and bringing his signature charm to the character, which is
Important.
that's all you can do, right? Like, is you
Yeah.
can't do the physical stuff, but like what you're saying, and I guess I can't say how you move because that again, but basically all that stuff I just said, like he added that part, and I think it just made the character so fun.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I mean, he's the main character, so it's very crucial. I mean, every main character to every movie is always like important to get right,
Yeah.
but I think this movie centers so much around him, and we have to root for him
Hmm.
even throughout the things that he's doing. That it's very crucial to have a strong performance there. And I mean, it's been talked about a lot, and Eloise even mentioned in the last episode, but Wes Anderson having them do the recordings not in the studio but out in on the
Yeah.
road or out in fields and stuff is just, and they're actually like running around. They're not
Yeah.
even just sitting still. Like that's ridiculous.
Which kind of it works, and it also, when you think about it, makes sense because like if you're supposed to be doing a scene where your character is running, yeah, I guess you can kind of fake it in the studio, but I think it makes it even more
Authentic, yeah,
authentic
for
because it's
sure.
like, okay, it actually sounds like this guy's out of breath. But there's a
Yeah,
you find that happy medium because you're like, well, I want it to be clear because when someone's talking out of breath, sometimes you can't be clear. This is a movie at the end of the day. I want the viewers to hear
true.
them properly. But I didn't think there was an issue with that. Like obviously there's no
No,
audio issue or anything like that. But it's funny because like that scene that we see him like eat it, he's I just saw that scene. I all I could think of was Clooney actually doing that because I saw
yeah,
the YouTube video of it. So
I did not expect that.
yeah.
Like, because we come into this world, they're just like talking and they're pretty human,
Yeah.
and he's reading a newspaper and everything, and then she's just like, "All right, here's your breakfast."
Yeah.
It caught me so much by surprise, and I actually like I laughed out loud. Like I wasn't ready for it. It was great.
It's like that thing that it's like that fine line they bounce between like, okay, we're animals, but we're acting like humans, but we're animals.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
so good.
it's great.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it. That's our. It's funny you saying we feel like we haven't got a certified in a bit, and it's true. We didn't get one on the last one. The last two episodes, there was like it was not
Oh,
with
true. We
you,
did do
and the one
awards.
before that there
Yeah,
was no awards, and then I don't think we got one on him. So it has been a while. So we haven't got to
yeah.
hear the wop 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 in a bit. We back
We
though.
have now.
We
We're
back.
back. Yeah,
uh
but the podcast continues. They weren't
yeah,
all certified.
exactly. The podcast, yeah, we're gonna keep that big go to the podcast continues. But with that being said, if you want to be part of the conversation, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at the Film Room Pod. We're on Apple and Spotify and YouTube, depending on how you're listening to us. You can also find us on those platforms. Just search up the Film Room Podcast. And if you like the show, give us a review, a rating and a review on Apple, Spotify, whatever it is. Leave a comment on YouTube. We reply to everything, all the comments, all the replies on social media and stuff like that. And we'll read on the podcast too. If it's funny, serious, or weird, whatever it is, we love to read on the podcast. And I'm curious, Scott, how many, if they do give us a rating, how many foxtails should they give us?
A fantastic 5 foxtail review.
Hey, that's how.
And I just want to apologize to y'all. Like, I'm sure you could hear I'm kind of sick, so I hope it didn't sound too disgusting on the recording.
I only heard the coughing at the end. I didn't
Okay.
on my end. I didn't really hear it too much. I don't know.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
you're gonna be editing this audio, another behind the scenes, so you'll hear it. And if it's really crucial, maybe you'll lower your audio.
Okay, yeah, I'll mute some of the.
Yeah, I don't think it was that bad though.
nastiness.
But
okay, that's good. But yeah, fantastic 5-star review because we rock.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I want to do a quick shout out to for anyone that's a wrestling fan. I was on the Wrestlingus show. I got to give them some praise just because I filled in for one of their guys on their show, and they shouted out our podcast on the show, so I forgot to shout them out too. I don't know how much the crossover there is between wrestling fans and movie fans. It could be both. I am a crossover of that. So if anyone listens to this likes wrestling, can go check them out. Again, I give them much of praise. I give them praise on their podcast. I give them praise here too. They're the reasons I like podcasts. Back when I was in high school, when I was like 16 years old, they're one of the first ever podcasts I listened to. And I always wanted to do it because they're longtime friends. They've been friends for like over 20 years. I'm like, it'd be so fun to do a podcast with a friend. And that's what we're doing right now. And that was always my envision. But like, it'd be fun to do a podcast, but I don't want to do a podcast where I can just talk to my friend about something that like we both like. They found wrestling. We found movies. And I gotta shout them out. I will preference by saying like there's some wild boys. Like their whole thing is that they're unfiltered. So there's your warning. You go check them out. They're wild. So so if you go listen to them, don't expect them to be church boys or anything. They got some.
I did listen to the episode that you were on.
Okay, yeah.
And I used to watch wrestling. I never was that big into it. Mm-hmm. I liked it. Like when we were in high school, we watched it quite a bit. We
played the video games and stuff like that.
Yeah, I played the video games all the time. But now I've like completely fallen out of it, really. But even just listening to you guys talk was good conversation. I'm sure they have a great. I know, like you said, you've been listening for a long time. It's a great show. Appreciate them for having you on and letting you shout us out. Yeah. So shout out to them.
And shout out to anyone that crossed over. If you're someone, throw in the comments. If you came from over there and then you're listening to us and this is your first episode or any of the episodes you listen to, whatever, just be like, hey, I'm from the Lingus Mafia, new fan, whatever it is. There actually is one guy that messaged me. Shout out the Sauce. That's like his nickname. He said he's gonna listen. He's like, nice. I just listened to this. I'm definitely gonna check out your podcast. So we already got one guy that's jumping over.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
So all it takes is one person. If we got one person, that's all we get the Sauce. I'm grateful because one person's one person.
Yeah.
New listener, welcome to the family, Sauce. If you're listening to this one,
yes, sir.
Do you have any final thoughts before I close this off?
Good. Eloise has maintained her credibility. She told me to watch a movie and it was good.
All right, there we go. And then we'll see. I mean, there's a couple other ones, but we'll get into those later. Some of her other recommendations. But I want you to remember, if you're gonna cuss with any movie podcast, you're gonna cuss with the Film Room podcast.
Genius. That is genius.
Peace out.
Peace out.